皆さんこんにちは。Welcome back to Mick channel. From today, finally we will start to learn grammar. I'm teaching Japanese according to Japanese textbooks called みんなの日本語 Elementary Japanese 1. Please make sure that you have no problems for hiragana and katakana. After you finish watching my video, you will be able to do self-introduction and make simple sentences in Japanese. These are today's important sentences. 1. 私はマイク・ミラーです。2. サントスさんは学生じゃありません。サントスさんは学生ではありません。3. ミラーさんは会社員ですか？ 4. サントスさんも会社員ですか？ So, let's look at the details one by one. 1. N1 は N2 です。means N1 is N2. For example, 私はマイク・ミラーです。There are two important grammar points for this sentence, such as particle は and this. Let me explain particle は first. The particle は indicates that the noun before は means N1 is the topic of the sentence. And most importantly, this particle は is pronounced は as I pronounce. Next is this. Noun used with this works as predicates. Besides indicating judgment or assertion, this also shows brightness towards the listener. When the sentence is negative or in the past tense, it is necessary to change the shape of this. I will introduce later though. So let's practice making sentences. I will read from top to down. 私は学生です。あなたは先生です。彼は会社員です。彼女は友達です。私たちは日本人です。あなたたちはアメリカ人です。彼らはイタリア人です。ミクは韓国人です。2. N1 は N2 じゃありません。N1 は N2 ではありません。means N1 is not N2. For example, サントスさんは学生じゃありません。サントスさんは学生ではありません。じゃではありません is a negative form of this. And じゃ is used for everyday conversation, but では is used for formal speech and writing. So let's practice from top to down. 私は学生じゃありません。あなたは先生じゃありません。彼は会社員じゃありません。彼女は友達じゃありません。That's so sad. 私たちは日本人ではありません。あなたたちはアメリカ人ではありません。彼らはイタリア人ではありません。ミクは韓国人ではありません。That's correct. 3. N1 は N2 ですか？ means is N1 N2? For example, ミラーさんは会社員ですか？ The particle か is used to express uncertainty, doubt, and so on the part of the speaker. A question can be formed simply by adding か to the end of a sentence. A question usually ends with a rising intonation, as I did. So let's practice with this graph. 私は学生ですか？ Don't ask me, you know where, right? So maybe this sentence wasn't good example. Okay, next. あなたは先生ですか？彼は会社員ですか？彼女は友達ですか？私たちは日本人ですか？ This sentence is also strange. So let's move on to next. あなたたちはアメリカ人ですか？彼らはイタリア人ですか？ミクは韓国人ですか？ 4. N も For example, サントスさんも会社員ですか？ The particle も is used when the same thing applies as what started previously. So for example, ミラーさんは会社員です。サントスさんも会社員です。Means Mr. Miller is a company employee. Mrs. Santos is also a company employee. That's all for today's important grammar points, but there are one more things to mention. That is, blah blah san. As I introduced like Santos-san, Miller-san, this san is added to the given name or family name of the listener or a third person to show the speaker's respect to the person. And it should never be used the speaker's own name. So for example, my name is Miku, and if I talk about myself, I should not say Miku-san wa blah blah blah. お疲れ様でした。So let's review as always. N1 は N2 です。Means N1 is N2. An example is 私はマイク・ミラーです。N1 は N2 じゃありません。N1 は N2 ではありません。Means N1 is not N2. An example is サントスさんは学生じゃありません。サントスさんは学生ではありません。N1 は N2 ですか？ Means is N1 N2? An example is ミラーさんは会社員ですか？ N も means N also. An example is サントスさんも会社員ですか？ So let's do the review test as always. Today's test is about translate the English sentence into Japanese. But when you're not ready to take this test, please stop watching here, then take this review test when you are ready. And I recommend you to pause this video when you take test.